What exactly are knights? Knights are elite units, so when you fight a battle, there will be knights present as well, and they will fight with the might of many men, depending on their prowess. Higher the prowess, the better they fight. And the more your champion effectiveness, the better they fight. One thing which I will say is there doesn't seem to be a way of actually seeing how well they've done, so I don't know how good these really are. But just because we're playing such a high gallant character and our knightly effectiveness is so high, I feel like it's worth doubling down on that. But it would be a bit nice to see exactly how much of an impact they actually have. Just use math. Yeah, but I don't know like how many people they kill per point of prowess. Or how much damage they do per point of prowess. That's the problem. You can see, yeah, the kill count in... I would imagine that's in terms of characters killed, not levies killed. Well, next time we get into a battle, we'll see if we can drill down into the stats a bit more. And by the next time we get into a battle, I mean when we get into a battle, we'll drill down into the stats a bit more. Also, we should probably hire some men-at-arms, and I think it probably is the best idea to get a unit of bowmen first. So if we click on bowmen, we can see that it's going to cost us, when they're raised, 0.3 per month. If they're not raised, so if they're just in a reserve, it will cost us 0.1. We have a base generation 0.4, so I think it's perfectly reasonable for us to get a unit of bowmen. So this is going to increase our army size by another 100. How many can you have in the army? That's defined by this. So 5 out of 5 means 5 in the army. And there are various buildings and skills which will increase the number you can have. Torfir has arrived. He has a 15 prowess, honourable planner. Calm, honourable, calm, humble and honest. Oh, I like this guy. It's too bad that he's a misguided warrior. Yes, I will absolutely recruit you. Welcome to the army. And we can expect one more champion to arrive. Okay, so we have just gained a perk for one of our lifestyles. So we've just gained 1,000 experience in the martial tree. So we can now put it into Bellum Justum for strategist, which will decrease the cost of Casus Belli's. We can put it in Serve the Crown, which will give us more dread and control. So dread's an interesting stat. Dread basically allows you to play legitimately as a tyrant. The higher your dread, the less likely your vassals are to like rise up against you. So if you are a tyrant, you're constantly like stealing people's titles and stuff like that, but you have a high dread, they're not going to bat an eyelid. Well, they're going to bat an eyelid. They're going to be really quite unhappy with you, but they won't do anything about it. So if you wanted to play a high dread playthrough, you could do it as an overseer. Probably if you're like a sadistic character or something like that. And that now becomes a completely legitimate way of playing. And in fact, if you have the authority focus, you gain extra dread. And dread in this works kind of similarly to prestige in EU4 in that it will trend towards a number. So having that base dread of 15 means it will trend up to 15. Or if you're got more than 15, it will trend down to 15 as opposed to down to 0. But we're going to do Never Back Down or Promising Prospects. Don't care about the Promising Prospects, we're already married. So Never Back Down. Friendly casualties reduced by 20%, that sounds amazing. And we also gain an extra 5 advantage in battles. So that's giving us quite a lot of battlefield bonuses. We're not necessarily that good at raising armies, but on the battlefield itself we are very good. And how are we doing? Do I want to wait until we have the 500? I don't think I do. I think I'm just going to go ahead and raise all as raiders right now. We'll wait until you're rallied, and then we'll send you 466, 700, 1000, 200. Wolgast is already burning, because of course it is. Like, all of these guys love to raid each other. You can see that this is just not working, because like none of France or Germany is on fire right now. Because it's just not possible to go there. 200, 200. Okay, we'll have to go down here then. Yep, we're having to go quite a distance, which may strain our supplies. We'll see. We shall see. A new heir! With a tired yet blissful smile, Alfilda presents me with a perfect little son. One day, child, you'll carry on my legacy. What name would befit a chieftain? So, this is one thing which I really like, is you can randomly generate names based on various factors. So you can name it after yourself, you can name it after your father, after an ancestor, so anyone else in your lineage, a good Osteru name, or a good Norse name. So we can randomize all of those. Or we could do the time-honored tradition of subscribers. So I am going to... work out how on earth to get subscribers again. There it is. Download subscriber list. And save. I did not change the name. No matter. Alright, we'll delete those, we'll expand you, and this is going to be Innkeeper. May you grow to be strong and wise, my son Innkeeper. So there we go. Alright, so, because several of you are asking about raiding and why I'm not going after Germany, there are a number of reasons. Yeah, I'm going to have to just explain it as opposed to show you. I was able to show you a lot more easily in Ireland. Oh no, Thomond could be raided. We'll go after Thomond and I'll be able to show you there what the reasons were. So basically, when you're disembarking from a ship, from ocean to land, it takes you 10 days. If you're disembarking from ships on a river to land, it takes you 7 days. That seems reasonable. To get back on the ship takes 30 days. So re-embarking takes a full 30 days, 1 month, regardless of whether it's a river or coastal re-embarkation. That on its own wouldn't be so bad. I wouldn't have very many qualms about that. Yeah, it takes you longer, but okay. The problem is, once you've actually landed, you will notice that you have this timer, 42 days to raid. You cannot move. You cannot move until you finish this raid. So that 30 days re-embarkation time is actually 74 days to re-embark, because it's the 44 days, 2 days have already passed, plus the 30 days of actually getting on the ships. So doing hit and run attacks is impossible, which is why nothing down here has been attacked, because anyone that tries to land in Bayeux is giving France, like the whole of France, 74 days to raise an army, march over there and kill you. And that's also why, when you're raiding, you generally want to go overland. You don't want to do naval attacks and then raid and then jump back on the ships and sail somewhere else. You actually want to physically march around, because it's just so much quicker. It's really silly. It's by far and away the thing which I am least happy about. The system... Oh man, yeah, we are only getting 3 loot. This hardly seems worthwhile. And they're even attacking us, because I completely forgot to check how many soldiers they have. So they have had 70 days to march from wherever it was over here, over to here to then fight me. But hey, we're seeing a battle, so swings and roundabouts. We have got an elite quality army. They have got an elite quality army. They have we have a minus 26 advantage. And I'm not entirely sure why. Because they apparently have an absolutely incredible commander. But I also have chivalry focus. Is that only when I physically... Oh man. It's because I'm not physically leading this army. We're getting our asses handed to us. And I can't run away. Because we're still technically raiding. And now it's going to take us 52 days to get back on the ships. And that's part of the Shattered Retreat. I don't actually know where we're retreating to. We are apparently retreating to Goal. Whittle. Yeah, there definitely are. I can't change commander while we're retreating. I didn't realise I wasn't leading this. I should have been, because we're a pretty good commander. Oh no, we've gone to the Isle of Man. Fair enough. Right, now I'm going to switch, and I'm going to take command. Why the hell am I not in command? I have a marshal of 26. Oh, sorry, a command of 26. And I also really want to get the Ravager trait, which you get from raiding. Stupid. Well, we're going to go home because we just lost 3/4 of our army. We'll disband our forces when we... Actually, that's a point. Is there any downside to disbanding here? 192 troops will just... No, there's no downside. Okay, so we'll just disband there. We'll wait until our levies tick up. It will take a while for that to happen. We may have lost some of our champions. Doesn't look like we have. Oh, but Freya is available. We can recruit you to the court. 15 ducats. Absolute bargain. Okay, so now all of our champions are bleeding excellent. We have nobody with lower than 12, which is awesome. Initial soldiers, losses, survivors. No, I don't know. Champions. So the 5 of our champions killed 114 people. That is significantly more than, for example, the entirety of my 400 levies. So 5 dudes killed 5 times more than 400. So yeah, champions are pretty good. So there's a reason I'm kind of focusing champions. Nice to see the numbers though. Wait, 74 days, no Lindisfarne, then defeats the purpose of being a Viking, doesn't it? Yeah, it kind of does. Raiding is broken. It doesn't work. Makes me wonder if they'll include a raiding pirating possibility in future DLC. Pirating, I don't know. Raiding already exists. Babaroga, Esmeralda, Realm Builder Guy, Bucky Boiler, AOMK20, Loretto the Great, Catshirt Gaming, Marin. Thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Good to see you joining us. How long does it recover? How long does it take to recover from a raid? I don't actually know. That's a good question. Probably a month or 2. Can you raid from ships? Yeah, but that's the problem that we're saying. It takes you 74 days to get back on the ships, which means that actually doing hit and run tactics is completely impossible, considering it takes about 4 days to move from a province to province. So if you land, start raiding, it'll take you 74 days to run away if you notice a threat. In the meantime, whoever is the highest title will have raised their army and attacked you. Like, you just can't escape, which is why none of France is burning right now. Like, during this era, northern France is on fire. It should be. Same with England. Like, none of England has been raided. Scotland has been, but that's just because Scotland's actually more divided into smaller duchies. But any consolidated realm, you just can't raid them. They're immune. But thankfully, levies do recover pretty quickly, so we'll be back in the raiding boat soon enough. Might actually go to speed 4, let that recover a bit more. Yeah, I really liked the raiding from CK2 because it really gave you that feeling of hit and run. It was incredibly micro-intensive, but kind of enjoyable micro at a point in the game when there wasn't that much more to do. And then, as raiding fell off, was also generally the time that realms started to consolidate and you had more realm management work to do. So I felt like it kind of worked. Do I want to wait for the full 500? In fact, we have that. So let's raise you all. Takes you a minute to rise. Alright, let's go. And this time we're going to go down here because... oh my gosh, is it safer? Yeah, we have more troops than many of these places. Oh no, we could potentially go off. No, Gold has already been burned. Oh, Mercia's looking a little... weak right now. Alright, let's go burn Mercia. Oh, bloody hell. Jorvik, 6,000 soldiers. So yeah, they have a few. Let's land here. And then we'll head down here. Oh no, we'll head here. What castle is blocking? Oh, it's you, isn't it? Well, bugger. We'll wait until you finish raiding this, I guess. Thank you. Nope, I am still taking attrition from something. That'll do. This is another raiding army. They've got 200 men-at-arms, so maybe I just need to be a bit more aggressive about getting men-at-arms. Get bigger armies going. But hey, raiding is starting. This guy's only got 9, 17, 18, 17. So there's a couple of richer territories here in the centre. That's good. Oh, we're about to be attacked. However, we are in the forest, which should give us a defensive bonus. I'm in charge. Make that clear. Okay, battle is joined. We have 26 commander advantage versus their 15. This is a +8 overall. We have slightly fewer troops than them, but our champions are freaking amazing. And it does say overall this is in our favour. So battle is joined. Our advantage is going away, but man, we are killing them, and we are killing them quickly. So we're in the early battle phase. Ordered retreat will be possible in the late battle phase. That is basically when you can retreat. If the army is defeated in the early battle phase, it will be completely destroyed. We are in a forest, which is giving a defender advantage of +3. Never back down, chivalry, so now my modifiers are taking effect. Leading my own soldiers, which is another +5. Battle roll, we've been rolling awfully, 1 versus their 7. But as you can see, the number of modifiers which stack up means that the rolls are actually a lot less important. And another thing which is kind of interesting, if you have the reckless ability, the variety of rolls you can get are a lot bigger as well. They count as defenders. Oh, because the castle never fell. Right, I raided it. I didn't actually siege it. So they're the defender. Okay, that makes sense. And they're also leading their own army. And their commander skill is slightly worse than mine. So it's really my gallantry modifiers doing this. But we kicked their ass. We destroyed their entire army. Gone. Dead. Finito. Okay, we'll start raiding these guys, seeing as we took out the main castle. There is 9 loot here, and it doesn't cost me any attrition to take this place. Oh yeah, and I wanted to see the details. So the champions, 5 of them, killed 91 this time, no losses. We did kill one of theirs. And our levies killed 14 and lost 31. Our archers killed 10, lost 6. So it really is the champions carrying this army right now. So that early investment in champions was apparently a good one. Can I open the details of the actual champions? Absolutely. That's these guys. So the champions are characters in the game. Oh, we could recruit another 12. You know what, Bertil? I will recruit you. Champions are usually pretty cheap to grab. And you know what, Einar? Oh, Einar's already here. We're just not using him at the moment. Cool. Looted? Yes. Loot the church! And we can carry up to 33 ducats. So there we go. Oh, Godey's still here. Oh yeah, so Godai you don't get to elect, that's a church election thing. So we do need to improve relations with Einar, reminding me of a feature I've not been using at all. So, kind of like EU4 have diplomats where you can improve relations with characters, you have what's called a diplomatic scheme, or as it's known in this, sway. It can also be things like seduce if you have the relevant focuses. But anyone can sway, and sway is dependent on your diplomacy skill rather than your intrigue skill. So we're going to start swaying Einar to make him like us more. We have a 70% chance of increasing his opinion, and it will increase by 25, which will make him positive. It'll take us about a year to do, and every month there's an 80% chance that it will progress with our scheme power versus his resistance. Begin the scheme. So this is a fairly safe scheme that you can do, just sway, it's just improving relations. The downside to this is you can only do it with one person at a time, and one thing I would really like to see in the future, just a usability thing with schemes, is the ability to queue them. I would really like to be able to just put in a queue somewhere who I'm trying to scheme over time, because very often I forget. As you've seen, I've forgotten to use that feature at all up till now. But man, swaying is so useful. Is there anywhere that's safe? No. Basically. Unfortunately, England actually seems to be relatively well fortified. We would lose 100 men if we do go here, because we'll be attacked by this castle in Derby. We could go and loot Derby. I can only actually carry another 8 ducats. How much do you have? You have 10. You know what? That'll be fine. I don't need to go after the fort then. And then once this is looted, we jump back on the ships and head home. In fact, if we lose 100 men, I'm actually carrying too much. I can't carry anymore. Because the amount you can carry is dependent on how many troops you have. So that was a waste. We're heading home. This was fun. We should do it again sometime. Oh, he attacked me again. So they've got 276 versus my 133. We have a plus 17 bonus because my commander is a hell of a lot better than their commander. Our archers are countering the light footmen. The light footmen's efficiency is reduced to 86%. So they only do 86% damage right now because my archers are countering their footmen. And you will see that for every unit type. So if you have 3 or 4 different unit types, they have 3 or 4 different unit types, they will all be countering each other in some way. So there really is a rock, paper, scissors thing going on in terms of that. And even though we were horribly outnumbered, we kicked their ass again. Our army is actually quite strong. So, champions, again, 74 kills. The levies got 4, lost 11. Archers got 3, lost 2. And yeah, we annihilated their footmen and their levies. So, success. Those champions. Mwah, beautiful. Just for the Battle of Sherwood Forest. Nice. 3 Trees, thank you very much for the Prime subscription. Welcome to the Maudlings. Glad to have you joining us. Remember, we're not raiding Mordred, we're the Vikings. We're saving the poor treasure from those evil monks. And Milakai has, or is an experienced fighter, so sometimes from time to time you'll just have random people appearing. Like this guy, the Raspacious Villain. Sounds useful. Let's recruit him. So we're going to pay him 16 ducats, so he's more expensive than most of them. But still worth. Did we ever build our marketplace? Yes. So let's start working on the war camps. Oh, that costs 200 prestige. Oh, it's money and prestige. Huzzah! Well, alright then. We have a new martial lifestyle. So we could now get the King's Guard, which would increase the number of knights we can have by 4. So you will realise that there is a reason I've been stacking up the number of champions that we have been recruiting thus far. That would be why. Because I know that's one of the traits you can get, because Eric the Heathen usually starts with it. So yes, we can now have up to 9 champions. So as soon as we go back home and re-establish the army, we'll then be recruiting even more of these guys. 9 killing machines. Yeah, exactly. I believe the Norse word for Kingsguard would be herd. Huskarl. Oh no, maybe it would be herd. Yeah, it's basically bodyguard, isn't it? Also, our development's about to finish. And there we go, home sweet home. So we brought back another 25 ducats. We're going to disband this army so it can reform. And we're going to need to replenish some units. Unfortunately, we don't have enough prestige to get more soldiers, but we will. And actually, speaking of prestige, there is something I should point out. So all of these numbers up here, well, these two especially, these three, in fact, are spendable. They are a currency. Like, even feudal nations will have a reason to spend prestige. It's just that the tribals spend more of it. There are more things they spend prestige on, whereas the feudals have more things to spend gold on. Then you also have a personal prestige level, or your level of fame, which right now is established. Which doesn't get any bonuses as we level up. So if we get to distinguished, we will get another knight available because we're becoming so famous, people want to work for us. And also all secular vassals will have a higher opinion of us just because, again, we're famous and people like famous Vikings. These levels of fame are not related to your current currency. So its total amounts gained will increase your level of fame. So the fact that I'm spending prestige so aggressively right now doesn't matter in terms of my personal fame. People still know what my exploits are, even though I'm cashing in on some of that to get bonuses. Grondley, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. And Bintara, welcome to the channel. And it definitely does pay off just checking this from time to time so you can recruit people like Freya. And I think I would like to do so. 30 ducats. Okay, this guy is a lot more expensive. Worth it still. Because right now we're using a level 1. That's not acceptable. Okay, our minimum is now 9. But we are going to need to wait a bit of time just to let the levies build up again. So I'm quite happy to go to speed 4. In fact, another thing I quite like is you can change the speeds with numbers on your keyboard. It's quite useful. Tordir would make an accomplished commander. Tordir would make an accomplished commander. And he's also cheap, just 6. Recruited. Lost in thought. My son and heir, Innkeeper, is an unusually calm child. When the others play their wild games, Innkeeper is often withdrawn in some silent corner. He doesn't speak a lot, but I can tell he's always thinking about something. I wonder what is on his mind. He gains the trait pensive. Innkeeper is often lost in thought, trying to understand the world around him. He often relies on books and systems to make sense of things. Gains stewarding and learning. Cool. Moving camera with Wasad's the biggest innovation, CK3. Yeah, I gotta admit, I smiled a big smile when I realised that was a thing. Is there anyone nearby small enough for me to attack? At the moment, probably not. We'll probably end up expanding into like Estonia, but even Estonia has an army of 500. Like, we're a pretty poor location. My goal right now is to build Gotland up, both in terms of holdings but also development, so that it can maintain bigger armies and then it can be basically a very mighty capital. Chancellor fails to handle the vassals. Lost 150 prestige. I'm now at minus 100. That sucks. Einar failed. Bugger.